This is KI0AR. Does anyone need to use the repeater systems before I begin this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net? Please go ahead now. Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net, calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during the long transmissions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or priority traffic. If there is any emergency or priority traffic, please go ahead now. Okay, nothing heard. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu on Wednesdays to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night sky for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. It counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I take check-ins several ways. If you have NetLogger, I will get those call signs logged right away. So that is the easiest and quickest way to get logged into the net. Just pop on the NetLogger and I'll see you pop up. I am also broadcasting on YouTube tonight under the same name, the Colorado Astronomy Net. If you search for that, you'll find that. So definitely take check-ins via YouTube especially if you have a call sign, if your ID or whatever is not the same as your call sign, I would definitely like a name and a call sign if you've got one. If you don't have a call sign associated with your YouTube tag, a name and a location, I'd like to post that as well. So everybody is welcome, obviously, over on YouTube, but if you'd like to participate over the air, you'll definitely need a call sign to call in. There are several ways to connect as well. Check out skyhublink.com. We are on the SkyHubLink system of repeaters systems tonight. Echolink and All-Star nodes and local repeaters and some out-of-state repeaters as well linked into skyhublink.com for more information on how to participate in tonight's net. For those of you who may just be out there listening, I will accept check-ins via email. You can send an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com. And just let me know that you're out there listening tonight. And if you have a call sign, include that in your email, or name and a location. First name and location, that's all I really need to hop on there. And I see some of our YouTubers are checking in now, so I do appreciate that. And I'll take check-ins several ways. Like I said, I'll take them via NetLogger, YouTube, over the air, and via email. Right now, I'm going to acknowledge those that are out there right now. KE0VH Jack, thanks for checking in tonight. Moy, N5ZIQ, thanks for checking in tonight. Ken, NV7SS, thanks for checking in tonight. Mike, KO5AOK, thanks for checking in tonight. And we got Stan, VE3PSE, thanks for checking in tonight. And let's see, for those of you who are over on YouTube, be sure to like the presentation tonight. Got some interesting topics tonight to talk about, so hopefully you can stick around. Right now I'm going to go ahead and open up the net for digital check-ins. Anyone that's on the digital frequencies or Echolink or what have you, wires X or digital modes, all digital mode check-ins, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Mike 1, Delta Echo Alpha. Mike 1, Delta Echo Alpha. Good evening, brothers. Kilo Foxtrot 0, Victor Oscar X-ray. Kilo Foxtrot 0, Victor Oscar X-ray. Ethan.
All right, let's pause there. The Whiskey Victor Hotel. I got a November something Whiskey Victor Hotel. If you could give me a fill and a correction on that call sign, I'll get you on the list. If you could give me your call sign again, phonetically twice. Go ahead.
QSL, November 3, with Victor Hotel, name is Papa Alpha Texas.
Okay, Pat, got you on the list. November 3, Whiskey Victor Hotel. Let me check to see if that is a new call on the list. That is. So, Pat, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to get back with you in just a sec. Going to go ahead and acknowledge Graham, MM1DEA, thanks for checking in tonight. Jay, AI7OF, thanks for checking in tonight. Ethan, KF0VOX, thanks for checking in tonight. Pat, I like to touch base with my first time check-ins, find out a little bit about your background interest in astronomy, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades. I just completed my 30th year as net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net back in February. So been a long time running. But I always like to touch base with my first time check-ins and find out what your interest background in astronomy. N3WVH, go ahead, Pat.
Yes, I'm going to keep going out there. I've been in the game here now for probably about 35 years. I've been a tech, never upgraded. Could have went to general when I had a chance, but I didn't. I stayed busy. I heard that there was a net, and I had the radio on, and that's why I jumped in here. I am interested in DMR. I have a DMR HP. and I tried to program it with no success. Other than that, I have no other reviews. With that, I'll give it back to you, and thank you for acknowledging the call. November 3, Whiskey Victor Hotel.
All right, Pat, welcome to the net. Well, again, my name is Bernice, this Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt India Zero Alpha Romeo. Stick with us, got some interesting things you can always watch on YouTube as well. So some interesting articles and images, and saw a couple of videos actually, kind of scary videos. A little bit later on, so hopefully you can stick around. I do know that it is late there back on the East Coast, so if you can't, that's fine, but hopefully you will. Right now, I'll go ahead and open up for anyone analog stations wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net. Please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Okay, let's see. Nothing heard. I'll look for check-ins a little bit later on. Again, if you pop over on YouTube, you can let me know you're checking in over there, or if you have NetLogger, I'll see you pop up over in NetLogger as well, so you don't have to check in over the air, even though I do like to talk to you guys. I'll go ahead and get into the announcements, get the ball rolling here. Let's see. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of my newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Or you may visit the website at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the webpage is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links, including links to the webpage and the newsletter. I also volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, a youth group that meets out at Strasburg, Colorado on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. Always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high-power rocketry, remote control aircraft flying, full-scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch communications. More than welcome to visit our website at skip the www, but iaas.org. I think that's https://iaaas.org for more information. You can also visit us on Facebook under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. Also, a reminder that the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page. It also has a Facebook page, so if you happen to hop on Facebook, be sure to hop on there and like us both. The IAAS also has a call sign, Kilo India Zero Alpha Alpha Sierra K0AAS. So if you happen to hear that over on the radio, be sure to hop in there and say hey to the students or whoever happens to be on the radio at the time. Okay, one more announcement. For those of you who might be interested in flight simming, you may want to check out Jack, KE0VH, Captain Jack Flight Sim channel over on YouTube. He tries to have a flight twice a week on Mondays and Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time until whenever he lands. Great bunch of guys that are interested in flight simming, as well as some of us ham radio operators that hop on there and listen as well, and join in join in on the flight. So if you're interested in flight simming, learn something about it, or just want to follow along, he does fly over some fairly well simulated areas as well. So it's kind of neat to watch those videos. So check that out again. Captain CAPNJACKFLTSIM, Captain Jack Flight Sim, Mondays and Wednesdays, 6:30 p.m. Mountain. I'll go ahead and acknowledge Douglas out there, KM7DWB. Thanks for checking in tonight. And Wayne, N3LZQ. That's a new call on the lists. So over on YouTube. So welcome there, Wayne. I do appreciate you checking in tonight. And over on that repeater. So cool. So thanks for that. And for those of you who can't check in directly but are listening in and you happen to be on YouTube and you happen to be new to the net, if you would post over there your interest, background in astronomy, I'd love to hear that. So let's see, we got you checked in. Who else do we got? We got John checking in as well. W2JLS, thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see. And you'll be on Echolink, didn't you? Okay, great, John. Appreciate that. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and get into the local astronomical news, and then we'll look into getting some more check-ins. Again, if you have NetLogger or YouTube or you want to send me an email, that's fine, and we'll get you checked in. And this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. You'll have to apologize, but I am, let's see, I am fighting a little cold, but we'll make it through. Drugs are great. Well, at least the ones that are over the counter. Trying to keep me decongested. Let's see. Start off as usual with the phases of the moon. We had a full moon occur back on the 3rd, the last quarter moon on the 11th. We've got a new moon coming up on the 18th, so that's tomorrow. And we got a first quarter moon coming up on the 25th. The moon was at apogee, its farthest point away from the Earth this month, back on the 10th. It was 251,273 miles from Earth. The moon will be at perigee, its closest approach to the Earth this month. On the 22nd, it will be 227,954 miles from Earth. Planetary highlights for March. A total lunar eclipse is the highlight of the month. Unfortunately, we missed that back on the 3rd. For planetary action, we have Jupiter is well placed most of the night, and there are many events involving its Galilean moons. Soon after sunset, brilliant Venus appears low in the western sky. Within reach of binoculars, Uranus wanders close to stars that are easy to find south of the Seven Sisters, or the Pleiades. It's a great time to spot this distant globe. Excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, March 2026, page 28, and that's without the ad-libs. Okay, on with the planets. The Mercury was at inferior conjunction back on the 7th. That means it was between us and the Sun on that particular day. Mercury will be stationary on the 19th. After the inferior conjunction, Mars returns to the morning sky. Mercury has returned to the morning sky. Right now it's rising about 6:21 a.m. This week. Mercury is visible about 30 minutes about 30 minutes before sunrise for the rest of the month. Mercury moves from the constellation of Pisces into Aquarius, shining at magnitude 0.4 on the 30th. Will actually be brightening a little bit. Yeah, Mercury's going to be tough to spot since it's only rising about 40 minutes before the sun. So it's going to be tricky. You'll have to wait closer towards the end of the month when it's rising about 5:45 a.m. by month's end. So look for that. Let's see. Mercury moves from the constellation of Pisces into Aquarius, shining at magnitude. I already said that. 0.4 on the 30th. Quick tutorial on magnitudes. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, meaning as the magnitudes increase, the apparent brightness of an object decreases by a factor of about 2.5. The dimmest object that the human eye can see under optimal conditions is about 6th magnitude. So a 5th magnitude object is 2.5 times brighter than a 6th magnitude object, while a 7th magnitude object is 2.5 times dimmer than a 6th magnitude object, and you will need binoculars or a telescope to spot. But for all of these objects that we'll talk about tonight, definitely point your binoculars or telescopes towards them. Even the brighter objects for sure, except for the sun. You'll definitely need some filtering for that. Venus. Venus is, let's see, setting about 8:30 this week. Look for Venus low to the west about 30 minutes after sunset. Venus passes within 1 degree of it passed within 1 degree of Saturn back on the 7th, so we missed that conjunction. Venus moves from the constellation of Aquarius into Aries, shining at magnitude -3.9. So Venus is still going to be very, very low to the western horizon. It's setting about an hour and a half after the sun, so you'll have to get out there very early to catch Venus. The vernal equinox occurs at 10:46 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on the 20th. So that will be our first day of spring for the Northern Hemisphere. So after that, look for evenings or nighttime hours decreasing and daytime hours increasing. But on the equinox, we have an equal number of daylight and nighttime hours. Mars will be at perihelion, its closest approach to the sun on the 26th. It will be 128 million miles from the sun. Mars is rising right now. Let's see. About 6:41 a.m. Look for Mars low to the east in the morning. Actually, right now it's about 20 minutes or so before sunrise. So Mars is going to be very, very difficult to spot for the rest of the month. Mars is in the constellation of Aquarius, shining at magnitude 1.2. So be careful if you want to find Mars. It's going to be lost in the morning twilight glow, and then you definitely don't want to be looking at Mars when the sun comes up. So we'll have to wait till next month when it starts rising a little bit earlier. And we got Jupiter. Jupiter is setting about 3:45 a.m. this week. Jupiter, by the time the sun sets, Jupiter is high towards the southern sky and dominates the rest of the night until it sets in the early morning hours before dawn. Jupiter is in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude -2.3. Gemini is very prominent high, very high towards the southern sky. You can't miss it if you go out there and look at it for once it gets dark. I think it's dark right now, but you may be able to see Jupiter. It's going to be one of the first planets that pops out, or first objects that pops out for the night. And this is KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing. Saturn. Saturn will be in conjunction with the Sun on the 25th. Saturn is now setting, just a little bit after the Sun, about 7:30 p.m. So Saturn is definitely lost in the evening twilight glow. After conjunction, Saturn will return to the morning sky, rising about 6:41 a.m. by month's end. So right now it's going to be very difficult to spot Saturn. Saturn is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 1.0. And we got Uranus. Uranus is setting just about midnight, a little bit after midnight this week. Look for Uranus to the southwest in the evening. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.8. Definitely a challenge for the naked eye to spot Uranus, but now is the time to do it if you have very, very clear skies because of the new moon that we'll have tomorrow. The moon will not interfere at all with spotting Uranus, just the clouds and haze of the evening. But I might suggest you try to find Uranus with either a telescope or binoculars, and then look and see if you might be able to spot Uranus with the naked eye. You'll definitely have to have some darker skies for that. Yeah, younger eyes may prevail on spotting Uranus, so get out that telescope and those binoculars to spot that one. And Neptune will be in conjunction with the Sun on the 22nd. Just like Saturn, difficult if not impossible to spot Neptune for the rest of the month. After conjunction, Neptune will return to the morning sky, rising about 6:30 a.m. by month's end. Look for Neptune in the evening, very near Saturn, during the first 2 weeks of March, so we've kind of missed that. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.8. For dwarf planets, we have Ceres. Ceres is, let's see, setting about 9:45 p.m. this week. Ceres can be spotted low to the west, following Saturn and Neptune. Ceres moves from the constellation of Pisces into Cetus, shining at magnitude 9.1. Then we got Pluto. Pluto is rising about 5 a.m. this week. Pluto can be spotted low to the east before sunrise. Pluto is in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.3. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto. A large telescope and dark skies will be needed. Well, the dark skies are right now without the moon, but you'll definitely have to move well away from city lights to spot some of these. Meteor showers. Like last month, no major meteor showers occur in March. However, observers may see a few meteors on moonless nights after mid-month. Once again, you may be able to see the zodiacal light around the time of the new moon. That's tomorrow. Look for this eerie glow soon after sunset to the west, extending from the horizon along the ecliptic up through the constellations of Pisces, Aries, and Taurus. So this evening, if you've got clear skies, try to get out of the city a little ways and see if you can spot that zodiacal light in the evening. Tonight, tomorrow night, maybe even the next night after that, you may be able to see that. So now's a good time to see if you can see that eerie glow. What you actually see is you'll see a cone-shaped glow towards the west, rising up into the sky, probably about 40-45 degrees or so half the sky. And it will be perpendicular to the evening twilight glow along the horizon, so it'll be perpendicular to that. But get out there and enjoy the evening for sure. Comments. We got C 2024 E1 word shows dims to about 8th magnitude as it continues to climb into the northern hemisphere, visible through binoculars under dark sky conditions. Comet Wirchos is passing from the constellation of Eridanus into Taurus by the end of the month. So it's getting closer to Taurus as the month progresses. So definitely avail yourself of these dark sky evenings for that one. And we did have a total lunar eclipse, but that was visible, for North America and the Pacific and Australia back on the 3rd. So if you happen to have been a night owl and got up very early in the morning and took a look at that, you definitely got to see a nice eclipse if it was clear. And that's it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, got some check-ins to acknowledge. I think I did John. Yeah, okay. Ed, W6RDZ, thanks for checking in tonight. And Mark, KC8FQV, thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Whiskey Romeo X-ray. Kilo Foxtrot 0 Whiskey Romeo X-ray. Kilo Foxtrot 0 Victor Lima Oscar Rock and Pleasant. Kilo Mike 6 Victor Altitude. Kilo Mike 6 Victor Altitude. Colorado.
Okay, right, let me see. Let's see. May need a fill on this. There were some doubles there. Trevor, I think you've checked in before. I don't know why it popped up. That Kilo Fox 0 WRX, thanks for checking in tonight. Ron, KF0VLO, thanks for checking in tonight. Steve, KM6VAY, thanks for checking in tonight. There was a very, very weak station in there. It was a Kilo Delta something, and there was a Foxtrot in there. Very weak station. Checking in. If that was you, I'm going to turn up my volume to see if I can pull that out, and everybody else do the same. We'll get you on the list. The Kilo Delta station with a Foxtrot somewhere. If you could come back again phonetically twice, I'll get you on the list. Go ahead. Okay, I got a Kilo Delta 3, I think Romeo Foxtrot, and then I lost you again. My volume's cranked up all the way. If you try again, we'll get you on the list. If you have NetLogger, I'll get you on the list. Or if you have access to YouTube, check out the Colorado Astronomy Net over on YouTube as well. Let's see. We'll try again. Kilo Delta 3, and there was a Romeo Fox in there. Or I don't think that's the call. If you could come back, and we'll work you one way or another. Go ahead. Okay, what we heard, I think we got you, Paul. Kilo Delta 3, was that Delta Romeo Foxtrot? If you could give me that phonetically, if you call phonetically twice again, I want to make sure I got it correct, because you're not popping up on QRZ with what I just said there. If you could give me any corrections or fills, I'd appreciate it phonetically. Phonetics help a great deal, that's for sure. Go ahead. Much better, Paul. We got you on the list. KD3CRF. Thanks for the phonetics there. They do help. And that is a new call on the list. So, Paul, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. We'll see how this works. My name is Bernice. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt India 0, Alpha, Romeo. You found the Colorado Astronomy Net, so I do appreciate that. We are also on the SkyHub Link system of repeaters, skyhublink.com for more information there. But I'd like to touch base with my first-time check-ins, find out what your interest, background in is astronomy. Whether you're starting out or you've been doing it for decades or somewhere in between. Paul, please go ahead and share with us what your interest, background in astronomy is. Go ahead. All right, Paul. Yeah, I know we were struggling to get the call through, but do appreciate you checking in tonight. Hopefully, you can stick around. And again, I am over on the YouTube as well, so you can definitely join us over there. Um, but I'm going to carry on with the bulletins for this evening. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Um, Wait a second. Let's see, Trevor, I got you over on YouTube. So that's the new call on the list. So, KF0WRX. Welcome to the. Let's see. Welcome to the handbands. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead, Trevor. I know you checked into YouTube, but this is the first time you're on the air with us tonight. So tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for that. I normally just listen on the YouTube, but here on Tuesday last week, I got my amateur radio call time, so I can finally start checking in on the net like I've been wanting to. I enjoyed listening to every time you call out and give us the news.
You bet, Trevor. Now I can change that in the log. I can update my my database there with that new call. So I do appreciate you checking in for sure. And welcome to the handbands as well. Great to hear you. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Got a few things that I'm going to talk about tonight. First off, as usual, ISS passes over your local area. You may want to check out this particular website. Let's see. Oh, wrong. Just a minute. Where did that go? There we go. Wrong screen. www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. Right here is the display of ISS passes over the Denver area for the next 10 days. They're all evening passes, which makes them kind of nice. However, most of those are north of where I live and skimming the northern horizon, and only about a minute or so passes. We don't have a decent pass coming up until next week. The one thing I like about this particular website is I can pull up a nice 8.5 by 11 star chart of the particular pass and see what constellations or bright stars that it happens to be passing near. This is one for the 25th. One reason I like this particular website is I can print these out, take that outside. I don't have to worry about my cell phone or anything like that. Just go outside, look, orient the star chart, and look up in the right direction and see where it's going. Again, that website, www.heavens-above.com. It's got a whole lot more information besides that as well. So I do recommend you sign up, and that way you can put in your home coordinates up there, up in the upper right corner. You'll see that the home coordinates. You can get much better, accurate timing and timings and dates and magnifications and things like that. It also has a whole bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of stuff other than just the ISS. Starlink, we're going to talk a little bit about Starlink tonight too. I got an interesting couple of videos on those to display over on YouTube. Oh, let's see. That is it for that one. Again, www.heavens-above.com. Sign up for it, put in your home coordinates, and you can check out all the other stuff that site has to offer. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, this from spaceweather.com. Quick equinox aurora watch. The first auroras of northern spring are only days away. A CMA launched by yesterday's solar flare, an M2.7, is expected to hit Earth on March 19th, just hours before the vernal equinox. The timing is perfect for amplification by the Russell-McPherson effect. We talked about that several weeks ago, where all the polar alignment is just right for that. NOAA is predicting a G2 class geomagnetic storm with possible mid-latitude auroras. So look for that coming up in a couple of days. So hopefully you'll have some clear skies for that. Mid-latitudes means maybe even here in Denver, so we'll have to watch for that. All right, now I just posted a little video over on YouTube, and I'll tell you a little bit about that right now. 10,000 Starlinks. On March 16th, a Falcon 9 rocket lifted off from Vandenberg Space Force Base carrying 25 Starlink satellites. It was a routine launch for SpaceX, the 33rd of 2026, but those 25 Starlinks crossed a milestone. For the first time in history, more than 10,000 Starlink satellites were simultaneously circling Earth. And you can look at the video and see over there on YouTube. Consider where we started when SpaceX launched its first operational Starlinks in May 2019. There were roughly 2,000 active satellites of all kinds orbiting Earth. Starlink alone now outnumbers the entire pre-2019 fleet 5 to 1. The constellation has utterly transformed the orbital environment. The numbers are sobering. Since 2019, more than 11,596 Starlinks have been launched. Of those, more than 1,500 have already re-entered the atmosphere as SpaceX retires older satellites to make room for newer models. Each re-entry deposits about 30 kilograms of aluminum oxide into the upper atmosphere, an uncontrolled chemistry experiment on a planetary scale. In case you're wondering how this might affect astronomy, consider this recent video of Comet Wirchos, C 2024 E1, from Gerard Raymond. I'll pull that up in a second. Starlinks outnumbered the comet 10 to 1. Satellite interference is a growing challenge, especially near dusk and dawn, he says. With so many Starlinks circling Earth, the orbital environment is increasingly unstable. It's an orbital house of cards, according to a study led by Sarah Thiel of Princeton University, which finds that the severe solar storm could kickstart widespread catastrophic collisions in as little as 2 to 3 days. SpaceX itself reported to the FCC that Starlink satellites performed roughly 300,000 collision avoidance maneuvers in 2025 alone. Meanwhile, Starlink Internet is awesome. Enjoy it while you can. And let's see. An extra here. Because satellite mega constellations are an increasingly important aspect of space weather and amateur astronomy, we've decided to track them. All right. Every day we'll make updates, Starlink statistics. Eventually adding other mega constellations when they become important. So that's from spaceweather.com if you want to check that out.
I didn't catch you, had me on there, K-Cell Crew. Wherever you come back to me. I'll go for another net going too.
This is KI0AR net control of the Colorado Astronomy Net. We're on the SkyHub Link system of repeaters, skyhublink.com. So I don't know what other net is on. We may have to. Well, I can't get off of where I'm at, but may have. Let's see, if Jack is on, we may have to disconnect that other net from this for this evening. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, I'll look for check-ins a little bit later on. I got one more bulletin here to pass along. Let's see, where did it go? There we go. One more bulletin to talk about, then we'll get into the rocket report for this evening. If you do want to check in while I am on reading the bulletins for this evening, you may want to check in via Jack, don't know exactly what's going on. I heard someone say that there was another net at this time. So I don't know if I didn't hear anything, but maybe someone else is yeah, but I just heard that one interruption there during when I was talking about those Starlink satellites. So hang on, we'll see if there's any interference, Jack. Just monitor, if you will. I don't know if there is or not, but I will take check-ins after the bulletins for this evening. Or you can post over on a NetLogger or on YouTube for any other check-ins for right now. And just for a reminder, this is a directed net, so I will take check-ins when I call for them. Or, like I said, either through NetLogger or YouTube. So there you go. One more bulletin from JPL. Let's see, when was this dated? I think yesterday, the day before. Tiny NASA spacecraft delivers exoplanet mission's first images. With the first images of the spacecraft now in hand, the team behind NASA's Star Planet Activity Research CubeSat, or SPARCS, or SPARCS, is ready to begin charting the energetic lives of the galaxy's most common stars to help answer one of humanity's most profound questions. Which distant worlds beyond our solar system might be habitable? Initial or first light images mark the moment a mission proves its instruments are functioning in space and ready to transition to full science operations. This milestone is especially important for Sparks, whose observations depend on highly precise ultraviolet measurements, making the demonstration of the camera's performance critical to achieving its science goals. The spacecraft launched January 11th. The images came down February 6th and were subsequently processed. Roughly the size of a large cereal box, Sparks will monitor flares and solar spot activity on low-mass stars, objects only 30 to 70% the mass of the Sun. These stars are among the most common in the Milky Way and host the majority of the galaxy's roughly 50 billion habitable zone terrestrial planets, which are rocky worlds close enough to their stars for temperatures that could allow liquid water to and potentially support life. Seeing Sparks' first ultraviolet images from orbit is incredibly exciting. They tell us the spacecraft, the telescope, and the detectors are performing as tested on the ground, and we are ready to begin the science we built this mission to do, says Sparks' principal investigator Evgenia Skolnick, professor of astrophysics at the School of Earth and Space Exploration at Arizona State University, which leads the mission. The Spark spacecraft is the first dedicated to continuously and simultaneously monitoring the far ultraviolet and near ultraviolet radiation from low-mass stars for extended periods over its one-year mission. Sparks will target approximately 20 low-mass stars and observe them over durations of 5 to 45 days. Although such stars are small, dim, and cool compared to the Sun, they are also known to flare far more frequently than our solar system's star. The flares can dramatically affect the atmospheres of the planets they host. Understanding the host star is key to understanding the planet's habitability. Future focused. I am so excited that we are on the brink of learning about exoplanets, host stars, and the effect of their activities on a planet's potential habitability, says Sholi Nikzad, the lead developer of the Spark camera dubbed SparkCam, and the chief technologist at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California. I'm doubly excited that we are contributing to this mission with detector and filter technologies we developed at JPL's Micro Devices Laboratory, created in 1989. The facility is where inventors harness physics, chemistry, and material science, including quantum, to deliver the first of their kind devices and capabilities for the nation. The filters were made using a technique that improves sensitivity and performance by enabling them to be directly deposited onto the specially developed UV-sensitive delta-doped detectors. The approach of detector-integrated filters eliminated the need for a separate filter element, resulting in a system that is among the most sensitive of its kind ever flown in space. We took silicon-based detectors, the same technology as in our smartphone camera, and we created a high-sensitivity UV imager. Then we integrated filters into the detector to reject the unwanted light. That is a huge leap forward to doing big science in small packages, Nikzat said, and Sparks serves to demonstrate their long-term performance in space. This technology paves the way for future missions like NASA's next potential UV-capable flagship mission, the Habitable Worlds Observatory mission concept, as well as smaller interim missions such as the agency's forthcoming UVEX, or Ultraviolet Explorer, which is led by Caltech in Pasadena. The mission takes advantage of advances in computational processing as well. With an onboard computer that can perform data processing and intelligently adjust the observation parameters to better sample the development of flares as they happen. The SPARCS mission brings all of these pieces together. Focused science, cutting-edge detectors, and intelligent onboard processing to deepen our understanding of the stars that most planets in the galaxy call home, said David Ardilla, SPARCS instrument scientist at JPL. By watching these stars in ultraviolet light in a way we've never done before, we're not just studying flares. These observations will sharpen our pictures of stellar environments and help future missions interpret the habitability of distant worlds. More about SPARCS. Funded by NASA and led by Arizona State University, SPARCS is managed under the agency's Astrophysics Research and Analysis Program. The agency's CubeSat Launch Initiative, CSLI, selected SPARCS in 2022 for a ride to orbit. The initiative is a low-cost pathway for conducting scientific investigations and technology demonstrations in space, and enabling students and faculty to gain hands-on experience with flight hardware design, development, and building. Blue Canyon Technologies fabricated the spacecraft bus. And that is it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. In fact, that's it for the bulletins for this evening. I'm going to go ahead and let's see. I'm looking. Don't see anybody else checking in tonight, either on a NetLogger or YouTube. So I'll go ahead and pass the net over to Ed, W6RDZ, for tonight's rocket report. W6RDZ, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Are you ready to do the report for tonight? Go ahead.
Hi, Laddie. And I am. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. Yeah. I think we're ready to go here. You want to give me a volume check, see how I'm being received? W6RDZ, back to that.
Ed, you're a solid copy. A little light on the volume, but I can work that on my end for our YouTube listeners. But other than that, go ahead with the rocket report. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
W6RDZ, Net Control. Ernest, you copy?
I do copy, Ed. Go ahead with the rocket report, please. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
W6RDZ, we're back with the rocket report here for Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see, last week's launches, we saw 9 orbital launch attempts, 4 from China, 4 from SpaceX, and 1 Firefly Alpha launch. On Wednesday, March 11th, at 1850 Mountain Daylight Time, after repeated spurts and delays over the past few weeks, Firefly Alpha Aerospace finally launched Alpha Flight number 7. The Stairway to 7 mission. Was on their Alpha Block 1 rocket. They launched from Slit 2W, Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. It was a completely successful flight. Go Firefly, go Alpha. It was the 50th orbital launch attempt in 2026. Alpha is a two-stage small satellite launch vehicle powered by 4 Reaver engines in the first stage burning paralogs. It can place about 1,000 kilograms into low Earth orbit. This was the last launch of the Alpha Block 1 configuration. In 7 launches, the Block 1 has seen 3 successes, 2 failures, and 2 partial failures. All right, that brings us to China. China has been very busy this week with 4 successful launches. Thursday, China Aerospace and Science Corporation Catholic launched SatNet LEO Group 20 on a Long March 8A rocket from LC-1 Wenchang Satellite Launch Center. Another batch of 9 communication satellites went to the SatNet constellation in low Earth orbit. I'm going to reset. W6RD said back with the rocket report. Third launch, China's Kasich launched Xi'an 30, number 3 and 4 on a Long March 2D rocket from LC-3, Xichang Satellite Launch Center in China. The Xi'an mission consists of satellites in low Earth orbit for, quote, Earth observation technological testing and validation purposes. All right, that brings us to the 4th launch, also a Chinese launch. That was on Sunday morning. Launched the Yogan 50-02 mission on a Long March 6A rocket from the Taiwan Satellite Launch Center. The Yogan satellite is a Chinese military remote sensing satellite going into a retrograde low Earth orbit. It was the 55th orbital launch attempt of 2026. What are we there? 6. SpaceX successful launched 4 batches of Starlinks on a Falcon 9 this week. All onto the Starlink main constellation in LEO. Hey, I'm going to go back and get this Chinese launch. Reset the review. Let's see. Sunday morning, that was the Yogan. We got that. Also on Sunday, China's X-Space successfully launched 8 satellite missions on a Colorado Astronomy rocket. That's from Site 95A, Jiquan Satellite Launch Center. It was a small satellite ride-share mission of 8 payloads that went to sun-synchronous orbit. All right, now we're ready to do SpaceX. On Friday morning, Starlink Group 17-31 launched from Vandenberg Space Force Base. It was a beautiful and rare blue sky Vandenberg launch. 7th launch on Saturday morning, Starlink Group 10-48 launched from Split 40 Cape Canaveral. 8th launch on Monday night, Starlink Group 17-20 launched from Vandenberg. And this morning, Starlink Group 1046 lifted off from Split 40 Cape Canaveral, Florida. We'll reset the repeater there. Docking for the coming week. 4 SpaceX, 2 rockets, 1 China, 1 Russia, and 1 India. A lot of diversity there. First launch Wednesday, coming up tomorrow. China's land space is on the docket to launch the Suq-2E 2-stage medium lift Methalux rocket from Site 96A at the Next week, SpaceX is slated to launch Starlink Group 1033 from Slick 40 Cape Canaveral. Also coming this Thursday, Rocket Lab is scheduled to launch the 8 a week for Series X mission on an electron purity rocket from the Bahia Peninsula, New Zealand. This is the sixth launch of Inspective Series X satellite for Earth orbit. Each Series X satellite can collect data with a ground level resolution of 1 to 3 meters and a swath width of more than 10 to 30 kilometers. All right. Let's see if I can squeeze one more in. Also coming on Thursday later at 1400 Mountain Daylight Time, India's ISAR hopes to launch the onward and upward mission on a Spectrum rocket. This is the second test flight of the Spectrum launch vehicle. It is hoped that the flight will carry 6 CubeSats to sun-synchronous orbit. We're going to reset the repeater there. All right, W6RG there, back with the rocket report for the Colorado. Let's see here. This launch. Friday, SpaceX is scheduled to launch Starlink Group 1715 from Vandenberg. Sunday the 22nd, look for Roscosmos to get back into launching Soyuz 2.1A rockets to the International Space Station. Progress resupply mission MS-3 is planned to depart the freshly repaired Site 31/6 at Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. All right, 7 and 8 launches. SpaceX intends to launch Starlink Group 1062 on Sunday from Slick 40 Cape Canaveral and Starlink Group 17-17 on Tuesday from Vandenberg. And the ninth one, there's a possibility Rocket Lab may launch the Daughter of the Stars mission on an electron purity rocket departing New Zealand on Tuesday, March 24th. The launch time has not yet been posted. W6RG that we're going to take a quick break there to reset the review. W6RGZ back here with the Colorado Astronomy Net rocket report. Space launch news. Just two updates for you tonight. Artemis 2, the helium-1 blockage that held up the Artemis 2 launch, has been identified and fixed. The batteries are all replaced, and the spacecraft is just about ready to roll back to the launch pad. The rollout of the S Factor 5 is now scheduled no earlier than Friday, March 20th. This was delayed one day at the last minute as NASA had to replace a cable in the flight termination system. NASA is still targeting April 1st for the launch, weather permitting. The launch window is daily launch opportunities through April 6th. And second, the Starship M8, we're looking at a launch around April 9th for the first flight test of Block 3 version of the world's largest rocket. Preparations and testing continue in Starbase, Texas. Booster 19 is out of pad 2 is completed. A cryo loading, spin test, and at least one brief static fire yesterday. All those articles have links in them if you want to know more about that. Right, that's it for Colorado Astronomy Net's rocket report. This is W6RG Rocket Man wishing you a good night, nominal flight, and a happy St. Patrick's Day. Now, back to Starman Burning, I0AR.
right. Thanks for that, Ed. I appreciate you doing the rocket report for this evening. And let's see. Always, it does seem like it's short, but a lot of good news. A lot of good news in there for sure. And I did post a link both in the where did I post it? On NetLogger, the AIM window, and posted it over on YouTube as well for those links. So do appreciate you doing that for us on a weekly basis. Tons of stuff. And I don't know if you got to catch the YouTube or the video over on spaceweather.com. I posted that over in YouTube, but you may want to check out spaceweather.com and see the 10,000 satellites that they have in the animation they had on spaceweather.com for tonight. All right, saw a couple more check-ins. Let's see. Oh, he checked in and checked out. All right, we won't worry about him. Chad, KF0UUC. Thanks for checking in tonight. Anyone else? I don't see anybody over on YouTube that checked in over there. But if you are over there watching YouTube, if you could post your first name. If I don't have, oh, there we go. If I don't have you already on there, we'll get you on the list. So thanks for that. Oh, I can't even type. There we go. Abraham, we got you on the list. WX0ABE, thanks for checking in tonight via YouTube there, so appreciate that. Anyone else? Let's see, who we got? Another call on the list, so let's see. Whoops, wrong one. Here we go. There we go. Randall, KF0VTH, thanks for checking in tonight. And let's see. Yep, Randy, excuse me, Randy there. We got you on the list. And Chad, there we got you checked in. All right. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. All right. Yeah, Mark, I see that comment there. No worries. Just we'll be going down the list in just a sec. Now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. Questions, comments, observation reports, anything you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. First on the list tonight is Jack, KE0VH. Good evening to you, Jack. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, Brian, I'm landing the airplane. I'll catch you back later, buddy. K0VH. Good evening to everybody around the net.
You bet. And yeah, and be sure to check out Jack's flight sim tomorrow. I guess he's flying in Australia, so that should be interesting. Tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Captain Jack flight sim. Next on the list is Moy down in Texas. N5ZIQ. Good evening to you, Moy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Curtis. 6-5 Q morning here. So, I guess we're moving into the next few days are going to be a little warmer and a little clearer. Expecting clear skies here in the next few days in the Houston area. So a few remaining high-level cirrus clouds tonight, but just looked out a little while ago and Jupiter is crossing over, transitioning right over the top of 12 o'clock, right over the top of 90 degrees high right now, and it's easily seen. So if anybody's out looking, look straight up, and there's Jupiter. I enjoy seeing Jupiter. I've studied that a few times recently and had the telescope out, and I was pleasantly surprised at the four stars that you can see, or it's four moons that you can see with it, rather, and several other things that are out tonight too. So we're just looking forward to a few more days of this cool weather, and it's going to get hot down here in Texas. So we're going to get into that time of year coming up. Looks like that's about all we have down here, Mr. Burns. Take care of yourself and 70 degrees, everybody else. Catch you next time. This is N5 ZIQ morning. I'll be clear.
All right, Moy. Yeah, the same prediction for heat is for us here in Colorado. We're further north. We're expecting 80-degree temperatures by the end of the week. So first day of spring on Friday there. This is gonna be 80 plus degrees. That's summertime weather, not first day of spring weather. So yeah, we're looking forward to. Well, we're not looking forward to it, but it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot for us as well. So um, try to stay cool. I wish it would snow more, but I don't know if we're gonna get any more moisture though. All right, Moy, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Ken in Nevada, NV7SS. Good evening to you, Ken. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Burnus, and 7SS here in Indian Springs, Nevada, where it's absolutely beautiful outside. I'll tell you, the stars are just nice and beautiful out there, nice and brilliant and everything. So, yeah, I'll be looking at the stars. I'll tell you. Haven't looked this evening because I've been on the radio, and actually I had to go to town today. So it got up to 90 degrees today outside. And this week it's supposed to be near 100. 99 degrees is coming Saturday. So, yeah, right now it's 72 degrees outside. So, nice, perfect weather to be out there looking at the stars, I'll tell you. Wish I had a telescope. Anyway, Ernest, thanks a lot for being there. I'll let you get on with the net. And thanks a lot. I tell you, it's very interesting. And thanks, Ed, for the rocket report. Appreciate that. Take care, Ernest, until next week. And V7SS, back to you.
All right, Ken. Yeah, stay cool. That's for sure. Yeah, get out with binoculars if you got those, for sure, on the nice warm nights. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Mike over on YouTube, KO5AOK. If you're still listening over there, Mike, if you've got any observations or anything you'd like to pass along to the net, just enter it in over in the chat. That goes for anybody else that's on YouTube tonight. Just post over there. I'll try to keep an eye on that and pass that along to everybody else. Next on the list is Stan up in Ontario. VE3PSE. Good evening to you, Stan. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
KI0AR, VE3PSC here in Sudbury, about 5 hours north of Toronto. Good evening, Bernard. Good evening, everybody on frequency. We just came out of some pretty rough weather, about 2.5 feet of snow, and minus 32 Celsius, so pretty cold in terms of, I guess tonight it's going to be a wind chill of minus 32. Last night it was actually closer to that. I'm interested to hear about the hot weather down there. So somewhere in between there's probably cold, warm or hot. Congratulations to Trevor, Kilo Foxtrot Zero, Whiskey Romeo X-Ray. Nice call sign, excellent call sign. That's amazing. Congratulations. I think you're going to really enjoy being an amateur radio operator. There's so many different aspects of it. It's incredible. I was out for a walk with my wife and dog tonight, and we were out about sunset and saw Aldebaran in the west. Was really neat to see that. It was, it was almost like an evening star, and we finally got some clear skies. We have not had clear skies for a long time, so it was almost hard to believe. I noticed a website on our weather in Canada, and the reason I'm sharing it is because actually the maps that they provide include North America, and what it is a zenith seeing forecast, and there's some really nice maps on there, and the seeing scale 1 to 10, and I didn't notice the 1 to 10. Maybe you know more about that. Maybe I'll ask you about that. But it was interesting to see the maps and the colors of the different settings. So they have nice maps for different UTC. I posted the link both on YouTube and on the AIM window, and so the colors are kind of interesting. I got mixed up at first. The dark blue is excellent seeing, bright blue, medium blue, light blue. So it's the shades of blue, and then gray and white are the worst. So, but the maps are quite interesting. It shows all of North America. You're able to choose your UTC time that you're planning on viewing. And I think this is a new feature on our Environment Canada website. But like I said, it includes a map for North America. So it actually allows, I think there's even an animation, so you can actually see an animation. But I'm looking at the map now, and sure enough, it was right on. To the west of us, there is clear skies, and just above us there isn't. So that's why I was able to just get a glimpse of Aldebaran before the clouds moved in. But
VE3PSE, you were cut off there, Stan. Go ahead.
sorry about that. Yeah, at what point was I cut out? Over.
You were talking about the animation links on that particular site.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks, Brendan. Yeah, the animation was you can actually watch an animation. You can set your UTC time, and it's for both Canada and the United States. So it's nice for North America. And the prediction was right for tonight. We're able to look in the west and see Aldebaran before the clouds above us were thick, but the prediction has said to the west we're going to have clear skies. So that was kind of neat to see. And it has a whole series of different maps. So hopefully I posted it on the AIM window, and also I posted on the YouTube chat. Okay, thanks very much, Vernon. Victor Echo 3, Papa Sierra Echo. Back to you, sir. Back to Net Control.
All right, Stan. Yeah, I'm playing one of those right now over on YouTube so that people can see that animation there. weather.gc.ca/astro/seeing_animation. Yeah, you posted that link over there. So let me scroll a little bit. You can. Oh, I can't see that. All right, there we go. Yeah, definitely interesting to move that animation right along there. So thanks for sharing that, Stan. And yeah, seeing will be, iffy over Colorado, but yeah, I appreciate you sharing that with us. This is KI0AR. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Pat in Pennsylvania, N3WVH. Good evening to you, Pat. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Graham over in Scotland, MM1DEA. Good evening to you, Graham. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Jay up in Wyoming, AI7OF. Good evening to you, Jay. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Ethan in Littleton, KF0VOX. Good evening to you, Ethan. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Doug up in Idaho, KM7DWB. Good evening to you, Doug. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Wayne in Pennsylvania over on YouTube, N3LZQ. Good evening to you, Wayne. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. If you've got any questions or comments you'd like to post over on the in the chat window over on YouTube, go ahead, please, and I'll pass that along to the rest of the net. Next on the list is John W2JLS in Ohio. Good evening to you, John. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, Good evening, Bernard. Hello to you and all the listeners. Good evening on your ears. Yeah, good day here in Northeast Ohio. I'm happy to show up with a bit of a report today. This morning, driving to the office, I arrived sometime like 8:30 and settled in for a meeting. And just in front of 9 o'clock, very loud report, big boom, explosion sounding. Um, people walking through the door at the time, and they reported being outside. It was extremely loud. They thought it was an explosion at the plant. They were concerned that maybe something had happened. Work for a graphite company in Lakewood, Ohio, near to Cleveland, and people on the ground at the plant really thought it was something bad had happened for us. But then we started getting reports in from friends and loved ones via text messages and so forth. And what had happened at approximately 8:56 Eastern Time this morning, a fireball, bolide, a small asteroid, entered over Lake Erie. It was about 50 miles in the air at the time. It was over the lake and was on a southeast trajectory across northern Ohio. It's been reported being heard in Pennsylvania, Ohio, parts of Canada, New York, and I think Indiana. I posted in the chat window some links to videos and also the American Meteor Society observation reports that are coming in still. But this thing was estimated to be about 6 feet wide, roughly 2 meters, and estimated mass was between 6 and 7 tons. And it's got, streaming in at a velocity of what they project to be on the order of 45,000 miles per hour. So pretty big deal. It exploded over Medina County, and there's a strewn field likely centered on Valley City, Ohio, which is a very sparsely populated domain. So I'm sure people will be out there with metal detectors and looking for bits and pieces of that event. Anyway, thought I'd share that. And it's a big yes on taking over on the 12th and 19th of May. Thanks for thinking of me. I'm happy to do that. Back to net control from W2JLS.
All right, John. Yeah, I saw that. I saw the links. I didn't have a chance to look at all the links. I just checked the one over at on the American Meteor Society's webpage, amsmeteors.org, for the sighting, and just to see how many posts, over 170, like you said, over that entire area, Delaware and New Jersey and Pennsylvania and Ohio and all those other. Let me go back to see if I can find that. Where was it? Yeah, there we go. D.C., Delaware, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Maryland, Michigan, North Carolina, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Ontario, Pennsylvania, Virginia, at 12:56 UT. So yeah, quite a big event, seen by quite a few states there. And let's see what it says, 175 witness reports. So if you've got a report to add to that, definitely I will post that in the newsletter with if you've got the details for that. Like you said, the reports are still coming in. One videos and three photographs as well. So, and like you said, there were some videos from car, things like that too. So definitely interesting stuff. So if anybody is out there watching a bolide or fireball go through and they post it to the American Meteor Society's website, let me know, because I post those observations in the newsletter. So by our readers, viewers, listeners. So there you go. Do appreciate that, John. And yeah, we'll have to meet up for an eyeball QSO when we're in Dayton, if you're going to be at the Dayton Hamvention, because I'll be there. I'll be there for the weekend festivities for sure.
Yeah, very good, Bernard. I'm maybe going to be there. I'll have to plan it accordingly. But yeah, I'll be in touch with you one way or another about hosting on your behalf, and then and maybe if I'm on the ground, we'll catch up in Dayton. That'd be great.
You bet, John. You bet. Yeah. Speaking of which, I will be attending the Dayton Hamvention in May. So John has graciously consented to do net control on May 12th and May 19th. I will probably be back. Well, I will be back on the 19th, but I will definitely be on the road on the 12th. Hopefully I should be arriving in Dayton on the 12th. We're going to have a couple extra days to do some exploring and whatever, playing touristy stuff for a few days, like the Air Force Museum at Wright-Patterson. That's the kind of touristy stuff I'll be looking forward to. But John will be doing net control, so definitely support him in his net control duties on the 12th and the 19th of May. We'll let you know again. All right, John, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in. Appreciate you sharing that with us as well. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Ed in Broomfield, W6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening again to the net. I really have nothing observationally. Nothing else for you. Hope everyone enjoyed the rocket report. W6 already said back to net.
All right, Ed, appreciate that. Appreciate your comments. Definitely appreciate you doing the rocket report for us as well. So thanks for checking in tonight. Next on the list is Mark in Ohio. KC8FQV. Good evening to you, Mark. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Trevor in Brush. Not new to the net, but new to the ham bands and checking in over the air. Good evening to you, Trevor. KF0WRX. Welcome to the ham bands. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say thank you for putting on the net every week. It's kind of interesting to listen to. I'm glad I finally got my license last week so I could finally join in over the air.
All right, Trevor. Yeah, great to hear you checking in over the net for sure. I know you had been checking in via YouTube, so I don't know whether that's a good influence or bad influence. Hopefully, it's a good influence that you did that and found the net and checked in over the air as well. So hopefully, you'll have some good observation reports in the future for sure. So again, welcome to the airwaves. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Ron up in Berthoud, KF0VLO. Good evening to you, Ron. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is Stephen up in Fort Collins, KM6VAY. Good evening to you, Stephen. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, we're going to bounce back up. Mark, KC8FQV. Good evening to you, Mark. Thanks for posting over there in the AIM window. What have you got for us tonight, Mark? Go ahead.
Well, that was interesting this morning when I was on the trivia net we had going at 9 o'clock. But when some of the guys, I didn't even know that happened, that loud noise. And, it happened. I remember my dad was at the school working one time. I don't know if, and there was a loud noise, and they thought something happened at the boiler. I don't remember it was something like that. I don't think it was that. I think it was something atmospheric. That was 30 years or 40 years ago. I remember that. So there's been different things that happened. And I heard that they said it showed up on that map, lightning maps. Because there was now a lot of thunderstorms around that was able to show as a big bright light on the map. But other than that, I heard that somewhere down the page earlier or whatever. And I seen it on TV, I think it was, in the news. So, well, let's just send it back to net, and great hearing everyone. So, peace up, QV.
All right, Mark. Yeah, the sonic boom, for sure. And the explosion of the bolide over the Ohio area. Quite the event. So luckily it broke up. But yeah, quite impressive. I'll have to look at the news tonight myself and see if there's any other reports. But Mark, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. We'll go back down to Paul. KD3CRF in Pennsylvania. Good evening to you, Paul. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Hopefully you're still on. Welcome to the net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Okay, good evening to you, Chad. KF0UUC. Okay, you can't hit the repeaters tonight, so just listening. But I do appreciate you being out there tonight, Chad. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is, okay, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Abraham on YouTube. But I thought I saw you checking in over on over in NetLogger as well. WX0ABE. Good evening to you, Abraham. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
to the net. Thank you for doing this every week. I did get Starlink installed in my vehicle, and I'm looking forward to using that for storm season. That's going to be fun to use. And just setting up on my amateur extra as we speak. So, back to that control, WX088.
All right, Abraham. Yeah, definitely give yourself a break every now and then from studying for the extra. I think, yeah, that was the toughest one. I think I missed one question on that one. Lots of math. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, you'll pass. No worries. And then we'll hear you on the other hand bands as well. So appreciate your comments tonight. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Randall up in Broomfield. KF0VTH. Good evening to you, Randall. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Posting the net here. It's very informative. Love the rock report and all the stuff that you talked about in terms of what's up. I am a frustrated astronomer. We were going to bring our telescopes out, head up to the mountains on Sunday, and then that weather came in. And we had an overachieving snowstorm here in Colorado, so we did not get the telescopes out this week. The only other news related is more towards the rocket report. My sister lives down in Florida, and she has a reserved campground for watching the rocket go off, Artemis mission. And of course, she did it for the other two canceled ones that were, I think, in February, March. But fingers crossed, this one goes up in April. So she's going to have kind of a front row seat for that one from her camper on the west coast or east coast of Florida there. So that's not all I've got. Again, appreciate everything you guys do here. This is KF0VTH. Back to that.
All right, Randall, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight, and appreciate you sharing that with us about your sister there in Florida getting to see the Artemis launch. We're all jealous here that we can't make it. But yeah, down at the campgrounds there. But I do appreciate you sharing that with us, and hopefully it will go off without a hitch. Let's see. All right. Next on the list, Robert, AA5AH. Good evening to you, Robert, in Texas. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Well, just checking in for the numbers. I almost forgot about the net, and I kind of listened to the tail end of it. So, not a whole lot. I think the next time I go POTA, I'm supposed to have Texas parks over here. I think I may take my binoculars and telescope out and play around in the night sky. So, do POTA in astronomy on the side. So, that'll be a fun thing. AA5AH.
All right, Robert. Yeah, drop me an email. I'd like to do some POTA as well. Maybe I'll pick you up. But yeah, Texas I can hit. The close-in stuff sometimes not so much, but it's kind of weird. Stuff further away. But let me know. Maybe we'll play on 20 meters or something for sure and pick up Texas. I think I've got a few Texans parks, but that'd be fun too. Yeah, definitely there. Robert, appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. Hopefully we will hear you on POTA one of these nights or something like that. You'll have to let me know. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. My voice is getting tired, so we'll see what's out there. We're at the bottom of the list, just about the top of the hour, so it's getting close to wrapping the net up. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up the net For anybody else, questions, comments, late check-ins before I go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening? Anyone else? Questions, comments, late check-ins? Please call KI0AR now. Okay, nothing heard. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. I'd like to thank all the people that checked in over the air, NetLogger, YouTube, or however else they wanted to check in. Let me see. I may check my email and see if there's anybody over there. Nobody over on email checked in, so but let's see. I got 22 check-ins tonight, so hopefully we'll hear from everybody next Tuesday night for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of their repeater systems. Also like to thank the SkyHub Link system of repeaters, skyhublink.com, for more information and ways that you can check into the net. You don't need a radio to do that. As well. This Echolink and All-Star nodes can be done over the internet. So if you have internet access, you can definitely check in that way as well. So do appreciate everybody that does check in tonight. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.